Summer is here, and that means it's time for a major update in Tibia. So let's break down what we're getting in this Summer Update 2024. Starting with a new island being unlocked called Candia, with a very colorful theme based around candies and sweets. The difficulty of the monsters is for about the level 150 to 250 range, and this island comes with 6 new huntable creatures and another 8 that are more or less decoration creatures. The majority of them come with new sprites and very on point with the theme of the island. All of this is a new sub-quest part of the Threatened Dreams, so you will have to finish up that one fully to be able to start this one. I made guides for both of these, so check them out. It also comes with a single player boss that drops milk chocolate coins, just like the creatures in general have a chance of dropping. These are used to buy off a variety of items, 10 of them are for decoration purposes, and also 6 new useful items, a shield for knights, a quiver for paladins, amulet and ring for all vocations, and 2 spellbooks, one for a druid and one for a sorcerer. Then, upon completing the questline, you're granted a new mount, the Pegasus. Additionally, there is another main quest being added, which is also a continuation of the Cradle of Monsters lore, although unlike the Candia questline, this is apart from the quest in Ingle, so it won't be necessary to have that quest in order to start this new one. However, the difficulty for it is quite high, a minimum of level 300 to start the quest, but I would recommend close to 500 plus team in order to complete it. This new area called Podzilla will be accessed through the Iron Vault, and by doing a few missions, you will unlock a spawn with 4 floors, the first 2 with 3 types of rooting creatures. These are all new sprites, and they do damage similar to that of the Ingle surface, with a moderate density on the first floor and a much higher one in the second. As for the last 2 floors, they follow the same idea of density, but the creatures you find here are a harder version of Quaras. There is also 3 of them, and the sprites are improvements to the base Quaras. Their difficulty is nowhere near the predecessors, and is around that of Ingle Underground and closer to Secret Library. Additionally, the creatures do have a special mechanic that shoots a chain attack, with increased damage as it hits more people, and this seems intentional to make it much harder for teams to hunt here, so at least the Quaras will be content focused on high level solos or duos. Both spawns do seem to be focused mainly on high experience with high waste, so it does seem promising, and we'll have to wait for proper test hunts to decide. Additionally, this entire questline ends with a new 5-man boss, which should be more or less doable by any team that was able to kill the creatures throughout the missions. This boss drops a total of 10 new items, all of them are weapons, with single and 2-handed weapons for all EK types, a crossbow and bow for paladins, and a 1 and 1 rod for mages. On top of that, all of these weapons follow up with the idea of having spell augments, and in the case of the EK weapons, they are all elemental weapons with only one type of damage, with 46 attack on single hand and 50 attack on 2-handed. I've seen some math around, toying with the idea of this being better than the traditional elemental weapons with some physical added, which is at least an interesting idea, but has yet to be confirmed. We'll have to try them out properly in hunting to decide. Also, once you complete this new questline, you'll receive the Root Walker outfit, as well as an Amber Crusher from the boss for the first time you kill him. This item is used for a new feature also being introduced on the update. Moving on from this, a brand new type of content, the Soulpit. Now, every fiendish creature in the game will have a chance of dropping a soul core. With this core, you can activate the Soulpit located in its background with up to 5 people. Then you will have to fight off 4 waves of that creature, with each wave adding increased difficulty on some of the creatures, with the same concept of influence and fiendish monsters, so far more HP and a lot more damage as it goes up, with one final creature getting a random ability, Enrage, Oppressor or Overpower, to make it even more challenging. The reward from succeeding will be a permanent 2% experience increase from that creature, up to 4% after unlocking more creatures in the bestiary, so definitely a feature planned for the long run and not immediate reward. Trying it during the test server with a paladin level 1k and me 900, we were able to complete 2 creatures from the hard category, Grimlich and Young Goannas with relative ease. So for the most part, doing any of these with 5 people will be quite easy, and it's recommended to do it that way, even if you are a solo player, which can still be done but will be harder to do so. Additionally, we're getting a new feature to the gem Atelier, called the Fragment Workshop. What this will do is that by destroying gems, you will get a different amount of fragments. These can be used alongside gold fees to improve modifiers of the gem. That will be upgrading all your gems with said modifiers. These can be upgraded a maximum of 3 times for each modifier, and is another gold thing with the intention of being used in the long run. This is where the Amber Crusher mentioned before can be used, as you will need that or a regular crusher sold by NPCs to destroy the gems and get the fragments. The difference is that the quest reward has infinite uses, which to be fair, the crushers are worth 500 GP, so it's not a deal breaker. It definitely needs a dedicated video to explain in detail, so subscribe to the channel if you are interested. Additionally, because these two features are introduced around defeating creatures in order to address and perhaps promote the participation of players, their respawn time will be cut in half until August 6th, so around 1 month duration, and with plans of maybe making more changes after analyzing the results. Moving on, we're getting 4 new quality of life features. The first one is a minor feature in the form of clarification on spell modifiers, that before would just say damage increase or strong impact. Now will properly show the percentage increase from it, and on the same theme, the spells Annihilation and Ultimate Elemental Strikes are getting their exhaustion cooldown changed to 2 seconds to match normal spells. Previously, they acted like ultimate explosion attacks that will leave you unable to attack for 1 turn after using. With this change, it will promote their use a lot more and is a nice change for a long forgotten spells. And also, some gem modifiers got slightly reworked to incentivize their usage. Moving on to the second feature, and perhaps the highlight from the update, is an improvement to quick looting. Now you will be able to set a hotkey to loot all the fields around you, with up to 30 creature bodies on each field, so 270 creatures at once, although very rarely for that to happen, as that will be only during rapid spawns most likely. But still a nice addition to the game for sure, especially for knights, but every vocation will find it useful. The one downside is that it does seem to lag based on the amount of bodies looted, and there is a chance that players with older computers will struggle the most. This was addressed during the test servers and seems to have been fixed to some extent. The next feature is the quick sort container. This aims to give more customization on how to organize your backpacks, with a new menu of options to choose from. And the last one is an improvement to the market interface, slightly bigger on size and with more search functions. Unfortunately, all of this, although mostly the quick looting, is coming with an added cost, and that is an increasement on multiple consumables. All potions, attack runes, diamond arrows, and exercise weapons are getting increased, all with different range, going from 10 to 33%, but an insane extension on my rings and stone skin amulets, which went up by 500%, with no good reason whatsoever, and likely to remain that way despite massive complaints from the community, since the difference on the percentage with the other changes doesn't match, and this will be a massive problem for PvP servers. Definitely a greedy move from Zipsoft, which I can only hope gets reverted at some point to a more reasonable price, because these consumables have become essential for gameplay, not just in PvP servers where lots of them are used, but also during questlines where the damage from creatures and bosses is made with the idea of forcing you to use this. Besides that, inflation is not only affecting consumable prices, but also the maximum market fee limit is being raised from 250k to 1kk, and the fees of imbuements is also going up to 60k on intricate and 250k on powerful imbuements. With that said, that's all I got for this summer update breakdown. I have made a playlist with the videos related to the update, such as quest guides and later on spawn testing, so check it out if you are interested. Thank you for watching, and special thanks to the supporters of the channel, the Guild Causality, Night Star, and Tuna Hero.